Delighted to be joined by Rathvilly Junior B captain Jeffrey. I don't know who Jeffrey. The Junior B county final this weekend, but doesn't matter the grade. It's a county final for your club.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's great to be there with any grade at all, whether it's the Go games or the senior or the Junior B. It's great to have the opportunity to go up the steps in Dr. Cullen and lift a trophy for the club.
I suppose it's not too long ago you were playing senior football. The biggest differences you're noticing between the two grades?
You probably get a little bit more time on the ball, I suppose, more than anything else. And maybe the commitment that goes into the season as a whole. I suppose when you're senior, it really has to be, your life really has to consume you every day. Junior, you still want to win it, but it's a little bit more laid back.
Does that make it more enjoyable then, as a kind of, in terms of enjoying a sport or enjoying a hobby more so than?
I wouldn't say that. I think if you're playing football at senior level, that's what you enjoy about it, is the competitiveness of it and the way it consumes you. What I would say is it does allow the likes of me maybe to play on. I suppose the backs isn't the most friendly place for a mid-30s player, so what it does give you is an opportunity to play on. And what I do like about it is that you play with another group of guys that you probably haven't played with over the last 15 years or whatever it is. The senior team is structured, and then you have 2 or 3 every couple of years break into it. But there's a whole part of our club that a lot of us never got to play with, so you're going back and trying to it's like a whole new bunch of teammates, really. I like that part of it, I suppose.
You mentioned in the first part of there, a county final day, Dr. Cullen Park, the tunnel coming up the steps. That's really, I suppose, where the grade doesn't matter. That's a special feeling.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, look, anytime you're representing Rathvilly or anyone's club for that matter in the county grounds, it's an honour, and you have to cherish when you're on the pitch because it doesn't last forever. And you have to also remember that everyone in the stand would love to be out there representing their club, and all the work that goes on behind the scenes to get you there. As far as the walk out the tunnel goes, it's a nice walk out the tunnel, but it's about to walk back in with what you have with you is what makes those walks special, I suppose.
And the fact that it's a Rathvilly Eire Og final, I suppose, and I know growing up with you, obviously going into Rathvilly Eire Og finals, 94, 95, 96, 98, there was sort of, I suppose, growing up, a feeling that at one stage that it was something that just happened every year, and you have it again now Saturday.
Yeah, I suppose there's historic rivalry there between the two clubs, but it's a rivalry with a huge respect. We always go hammer and tongs at it, and again, no matter what grade it is, that's how it is supposed to be. And there'll be hands shook before and hands shook after. We had a right game with them in Parky Bryn earlier in the year. I think we came out by 3 or 4 points. Came out on top by 3 or 4 points, but it was a fast game actually for a junior game, and it was a right good battle. So I'm sure this weekend will be no different. And no matter what, there's never much between the sides at any level.
Looking at the year as a whole, it's been a strong year for Rathvilly, but there's absolutely, you can't really separate these two sides going into the final this weekend.
Yeah, we had a good year this year with the juniors. I think Noel Dial and Sean Kavanagh and Christy and Larry deserve a lot of credit, and a bunch of players we all decided at the start of the year to making our business to try and make sure that Rathvilly's second team was going to be Junior A next year. It's probably a better place for us when it's a feeder team. Maybe you have a lot of minors that won't be in their adult physical shape yet, and I think Junior A is going to be a better place for them to be before they make the step to senior. So we set out to start the year with a fairly serious attitude, and we committed to trying to get promoted. We had a good league campaign. I suppose that the age profile of the junior team we have helps that. I think there's only two of us over 30 to start. So we've a lot of lads training, a lot of lads interested, and a lot of lads that are hoping in the future to play senior. So that probably plays a bigger role in how the season's gone for us than anything else.
Obviously, the following day, the club was in the senior county final. Obviously, you're still part of that panel as well. It's a phenomenal weekend for the club. To be captain on one side and involved in another, that doesn't get any better, does it?
Yeah, no, it's I suppose to be captain of any Rathvilly team is a privilege, and to be on the field representing the team is great. So when you get the honour of being captain. It's a real privilege. At the same time, not much changes in your role on the field, and if you're going to be successful, whether it's senior or junior, you need 20 plus captains, because everyone has to step up to the mark on the day. But nonetheless, it is a privilege to be the captain of our club at any level, and the village really excited for the weekend, and all the players on both sides will be out there giving everything we have, and please God, we get up the steps once or twice.
I was chatting to two of your former teammates earlier in the week, Alan Kelly and Brian Murphy, and we did a teammates selection with them, and I don't know if you'd be happy with this, but you came out as the joker in the pack.
I don't know what to make of that. Yeah, I'm going to take it as a compliment. Look, I think it's important that, especially in the senior year, when you're in the senior environment, it's so intense for much of the year and over the years, that it's important that you're able to have fun with your teammates and management and have some crack along the way. So that's something I always enjoyed. I enjoyed the dressing room. I enjoyed the junior dressing room, and at the same time, when it's time to play as well. So I definitely enjoyed the crack with the lads, but I also enjoyed the serious nature of it, and the competitive side of football.
So if you were picking a joker in the pack, and obviously you can't pick yourself, who would come out on top of that fight?
Of the current junior team?
Of any lads you played with over the years?
That's a good question. There's a mix. I'd say when Dominic Byrne was around, Wooly, I'd say Wool was always good for a bit of crack. And in the current junior team, I think is probably the most fair thing to go back with. I'd say Owen Curran is good crack. Good to be around. His macho man impression is a good laugh. And
to go back to the serious stuff, the senior game Sunday, I know you're part of the panel, so you won't want to give a prediction or anything, but and everyone will say, it's going to be a tight game. Rathvilly and Pal are have as big a rivalry as any other two teams in Carlow. How do you see it going?
It's going to be really tight. It's hard to know how it's going to go. I think both teams are going to be prepared to win within an inch of their lives at this stage. We played each other so frequently. It's our first time back in the final in a couple of years, and Pals didn't get there last year, but I suppose they won it the year before. So it's really, really tight. I think any time when you get to semi-final stage, in particular in the senior championship, there's very little between the teams, and we're going to prepare. And I think at the end of it, it could come down to maybe a ball hitting the post and fall into someone's arms, and that's how tight it is, And we're preparing and giving Pal every bit of respect that they deserve, and then we're hoping that we perform on the day, and that's going to be good enough.
So big weekend for the club, big weekend for yourself. Junior B final is 4:00 on Saturday at Cullen Park, and then with the senior county final on Sunday. And we should give a shout out to the minor. I know you've been following the minors a lot. They're out on Thursday night. Yeah,
the minors out on Thursday night, and in fairness, we have a couple of minors with us on the junior panel. Excuse me, Robbie Coleman has been a big part this year, and then you've Liam LeBoys and Rory Gavin, so they're a huge part of the junior team actually. And I suppose that's what's great about the junior is you have those guys coming from the minor, and they energise the whole team. And then you also have the guys that are kind of between 23 and 20 probably, that are trying to use junior as a platform to get some minutes with the seniors and progress there. Dean McGavin and Owen Curran, Park White, Owen O'Connor Byrne, like we've a real good group of lads at that level that want to, they're not happy when they're junior, they're trying to progress and get on football. And between the minors and that group of lads, it's a good environment to be part of.
Well, we'll finish with a little bit of crack, and you wanted to talk about the junior Bs and your teammates. So you mightn't have had too many nights out with them yet, so we'll go easy on the questions. But any idea of your best dancer in the pack?
Best dancer in the pack? No, I haven't a clue actually. Again, I'd say Owen Curran is going to be thereabouts. I'm going to give it to Owen Curran, but I don't know.
Fastest player?
Fastest player, I'd say probably Rory Gavin. He's lightning. Park White is very quick as well. Probably Rory, I think.
Slowest player? That'd be unfair.
Slowest player.
Or you at this stage?
I'm probably thereabouts. Slowest player, yeah, probably myself or Alan, or Conor O'Brien or some of that, some of us 30s crowd.
The longest in the shower?
I don't know. I don't know. Since COVID, showering in the dressing room hasn't been the most common thing. So I don't know. Longest in the shower. Jesus. I don't know.
Most skillful?
Most skillful. Probably Owen O'Connor Byrne or Owen Kern. Or Alan obviously is still involved, so Al as well probably.
Most contrary?
I would say the rest of the team would say me, for certain sure. I'm fond of a meltdown at half time and a meltdown beforehand or whatever. Yeah, I'm probably the most contrary, I'd say. Yeah, probably me, I'd say. I think that's what the lads would say, so I better go with that.
Maybe we'll find out on Saturday afterwards. Thanks very much, Jeffrey.
Thanks, Brian.